The do-it-yourself OIC, offer and compromise. Doing an OIC immediately gets the IRS off your back for 6 to 12 months. That means no IRS levies on your bank accounts or property. This powerful protection kicks in the moment the IRS codes your offer and compromise as received. Hi, I'm Dave Horwedel, CEO of Torchlight Tax. The offer and compromise is the IRS's official program that allows taxpayers to settle their tax debt for less than the full amount they owe. At Torchlight Tax, we use this tool routinely. We take all steps necessary to maximize your chances of success. There is a lot we can do to give a proper presentation to the IRS. There is a lot of experience and expertise we bring to the table. Can you do it yourself? Yes, you can. The probability of success is not as high as it would be if we did it, but I am going to give you some practical guidance on the subject and also include in this video an IRS video going over the procedure. Now, when we at Torchlight Tax do an OIC, we first check to see if you are eligible or can be made eligible for the OIC. I say can be made eligible because you can be made to appear ineligible by errors in your bookkeeping, accounting, taxes, or business structure that make you appear to be ineligible. For example, I had one client who was paying himself from a C corporation where he was a major stockholder by 1099. As a result, he had run up a huge bill for the self-employment tax. We put him on a W-2 for his company, which also resulted in taxes being withheld. The IRS liked this because it meant he was not going to continue running up his tax debt. The IRS eventually approved an OIC that saved him $500,000. He would not have qualified if we had just carried on with him paying himself by 1099. Another prerequisite to the OIC is that you have to have had all your taxes filed and must be keeping up with current year tax payments. If you have these points in, you can file an OIC. It is some work to do. If you can pay for an experienced professional, like those at Torchlight Tax, this is recommended. Filing an OIC can be valuable in its own right, even before it is approved. I have had clients who have come to me after the IRS had already levied their bank accounts and were on the verge of being wiped out. By submitting an OIC, they stopped the levies and were able to get their house in order. Indeed, I have had clients who reorganized their businesses and made so much money that they did not need an OIC. They just needed a break from levies to make money to pay off the IRS. How does this happen? Well, they were successful at making money and had not paid the IRS, and something went wrong. After the OIC was submitted, they went back to work and put back in their successful actions. One of the characteristics of people who have large IRS debt is that they made a lot of money. That was how they got into trouble. They made the money, but did not pay the tax. I mention this because a great solution to an IRS debt you cannot pay is to make a lot of money so you can afford to pay it. The submission of the OIC gives you time to recreate your business without the IRS seizing your bank account. Also, if you really cannot pay the IRS debt, the IRS should accept your offer and you get out of that debt. After the IRS approves your offer and compromise, OIC, you must continue to comply with tax laws for 5 years from the date the OIC was accepted. This means you must timely file all required tax returns and pay all taxes that become due during that period in a timely manner, including estimated tax payments. If you fail to meet these terms, the IRS may declare your OIC in default. If your OIC is defaulted, the original tax debt, along with penalties and interest, will be reinstated. To help taxpayers, the IRS has produced a video showing you how to submit your own offer and compromise. I'm going to play that video now so you can see exactly what's involved and decide if it's something you want to tackle on your own. Watch carefully, then I'll return with some final guidance.
The instructions in this video are up to date. However, your form may look different from the images shown. Please visit irs.gov/OIC for the current form and more information.
Do you owe money to the IRS and are unable to pay the full amount? If so, you may be eligible to settle your tax debt for less than you owe. It's called an offer in compromise, or OIC, or offer. You can submit an offer by yourself, or you can hire someone to help you. So, what is an offer in compromise? Here is a brief explanation. An offer in compromise, or offer, is an agreement between you, the taxpayer, and the IRS that settles a tax debt for less than the full amount owed. To be considered generally You must make an appropriate offer based on what the IRS considers to be your true ability to pay. This video playlist will lead you through a series of steps and forms to help you calculate an appropriate offer based on your assets, income, expenses, and future earning potential. We'll then walk you through the actual Form 656, offer and compromise itself. And finally, we'll go through a checklist to ensure you're including everything you need to get your process to go smoothly. Follow these steps to make an offer. Before you start investing time to do the paperwork necessary to submit an offer, you'll want to check out the IRS's Offer in Compromise Pre-Qualifier tool to make sure you're eligible to file one. Find a link to this tool at www.irs.gov/OIC. Note, even though individuals and businesses can submit an offer, the tool is currently only available to individuals. Now is also a good time to suggest you review the information on irs.gov. Simply use the search term OIC. You'll want to review the frequently asked questions most people have about offers. If you feel you meet eligibility requirements to submit an offer, the next step is to visit irs.gov/OIC to download the most current Form 656B Offer in Compromise booklet. It is important to make sure you are using the most current year version of the booklet to avoid unnecessary issues with processing. There is an application fee to submit an offer in compromise, and you must submit a down payment unless you qualify for the low income certification or submit a doubt as to liability offer. Check the most current OIC Form 656B to get the current fee. The booklet contains the OIC application form and other forms you'll need to submit your offer, whether you're an individual or a business. The forms include Form 433A OIC, Collection Information Statement for Wage Earners and Self-Employed Individuals, Form 433B OIC, Collection Information Statement for Businesses, Form 656, Offer in Compromise. Note, this form is located at the end of the booklet after Forms 433A and B OIC. It's helpful to complete the information statement forms first before you complete Form 656. Each of these forms helps you determine a potential offer amount based on your assets, income, expenses, and future earning potential. Be sure to read the instructions in the booklet, especially the 7 steps it lists as the application process. Now, before you watch the next video, be aware that if you or your business is currently in a bankruptcy proceeding, you are not eligible to apply for an offer. Also be aware that a separate application is necessary for each tax entity. For example, each individual taxpayer or non-sole proprietor of business, such as a corporation or partnership wanting to submit an offer for consideration, needs its own application. If you are an individual taxpayer, including one who is self-employed or is a sole proprietor, please watch the next video on completing Form 433A. If you are submitting an offer for a business only, please skip to the next video and watch the 3rd video in the playlist on completing Form 433B. There is also a final OIC package checklist video in this playlist for you to view. Note, if you are working with an IRS employee, let them know you are sending or have sent an offer to compromise your tax debts. This ends the video. Thanks for watching.
Now that you've seen the IRS video, you may be wondering, can I really do this myself? That is your decision. You are welcome to call Torchlight Tax for a free consultation. We will work with you on the fee and payment schedule. But if you really cannot handle paying us, doing it yourself is probably better than not doing it at all. Remember, an OIC submitted and accepted by the IRS for review puts a hold on collection for probably 6 to 12 months. The OIC is a major tool to resolve IRS debt. It has many nuances. We are glad to discuss this with you and will not be offended if you decide to go it alone. We also offer a low-price service called a tax analysis. This would tell you whether you are actually qualified for an OIC, and if not, what your best IRS settlement option actually is. We actually have websites and YouTube channels for two sister tax firms, Torchlight Tax and Guard Dog Tax. There is a wealth of data available in blog articles and videos there. You are welcome to view these to learn more. We would like to help you. Contact Torchlight Tax for a free consultation at 877-758-7797 or info@torchlighttax.com. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share it, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.